Okay,
Okay.
he will
Let me ask you something. It's okay to talk about the borders, and the borders are secure now. What about all the Arabs, Palestinians that live in Israel? The big problem, I believe the big problem from Israel for the 75 years has been that they see all the problems as a security problem. It's not as an educational problem. As long as they have their teaching their children to kill Jews and Israelis, this will not change. This happened from Gaza to Israel, yes? Could have happened from in Israel. There are so many terrorists. Every day you see manifestation of all kinds that people come and they have the Israeli military goes into every other border, Kalkilia, Hebron, East Jerusalem, Ramallah, and they have many people that they hate Israel. Yeah. What the solution I think has to come from these people, because to have the enemy on the other side of the border, okay, you're my enemy. It's on the other side of the border. I'm okay. But to have my enemy at home, you have to answer. That is what I think is the biggest problem.
What is the name?
Manuel.
Maybe we take some questions together and we try to answer together.
What I wanted to ask you is, you said that the conflict at the end is going to come to a solution because we have to. Okay. I had the opportunity to be in Israel a few months ago, helping and doing stuff, and all the people that we talked to of the SABER, they said to us, it was in February, they said to us, in May, something big is going to happen in Iran. I understand that they are not going to tell us a bunch of people, common people, what they're going to do. But what I don't understand, my question is, okay, we're going to take the agreement, and we're not going to take the arrangements in Gaza. What's the deal with Lebanon? What's the deal? We're waiting. If they attack, we want to do it before they do it. What's the position of Israel? They're waiting for us to attack, or we're going to do something about it.
Good question.
Hi,
What's your name, please?
Danny. Welcome to Mexico.
Ilan.
Danny. Welcome to Mexico. My question is about we have in Israel two organizations, Shomrim Shtika and B'Tselem. Okay, both of them, the Shabak and the army, say it's very bad about all the information they take, how they saw the soldiers, and something about this. In 6th of March 21, you say, it was something about two soldiers, the B'Tselem, take to the International Criminal Court, and you said, it's okay with me, the soldier need to go to this place.
I said.
Yeah, in 221.
I didn't say, but okay.
Okay. I have the report right here if you want to see. The second question is about your situation in the last government with Bennett. You was with Trump.
Yes.
And Trump, 4 months ago, in some investigation, they said Trump give money to the Hamas.
Okay.
Let's do one more and then.
No, but continue.
What do you think about Trump's
Israeli Arab party?
Yeah. Okay, maybe one more question.
One more? Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I understand.
What is your name?
Sophia. I General or Sergeant Gallant, who was the Secretary of Defense, was fired by the Prime Minister sometime before October 7. And as I understand, it's because, you can correct me if not, he had been saying that this was going to eventually happen, that this was imminent. And he was fired perhaps because of that, and then many other people, top people in the militaries, knew and had reports about this, but were afraid because Gallup was fired because of this. And as you correctly said, this will need a very thorough inquiry eventually, no? Well, that is something I would like to know if this is correct. And also I would like to know your opinion about the uprising of the riots in the American universities. What do you think about that? Thank you.
These are all very important questions. I must tell you, I don't have the answers for everything. For the question of Ilana about Lebanon, I don't know. It's a big question. I don't know. The government doesn't know. And also the military doesn't know. It's a matter of, it's a very difficult decision for Israel to decide now to open a new war and to get inside Lebanon in order to fight Hezbollah and to throw them out. As I said, it's a much larger organization than Hamas. It has tens of thousands of missiles, but in high quality, that can target each and every Israeli town in a very accurate way, something the Hamas does not have. And again, we have a very bitter experience in fighting in Lebanon. You get in, for 2 weeks you're enthusiastic about it, and then you're stuck. And then they begin to hit you, with guerrilla, with terrorism, very difficult. I don't have an answer to that. I don't know. What I think is that it's unthinkable that hundred thousands Israelis were forced to get out of their homes, and the entire strip along the Lebanese border from our side is empty of Jews, and also kibbutzim and villages that were established before the creation of the state were evacuated, and it's been 7 months now that it's like that. It cannot be. It's not possible. This. How to change it? If you ask me to estimate, I would say this combination between some military action, I don't know, getting inside Lebanon is very risky, but some military action with some sort of an international arrangement, something. It's not a good answer, but nobody knows. It's a bad situation, I tell you. It doesn't have very good answers. Now, in order to maintain our position, we have to avoid escalations in other fronts. Already the war in Gaza is very heavy for Israel, costs us a lot of money, many people are getting killed. It's not easy. Now, as for the citizens of Israel, the Arab citizens of Israel, not the ones in the West Bank, but the Arab citizens of Israel, I must tell you that since the beginning of the war, there was nothing, there were no problems from the Arab citizens of Israel. And this is remarkable. The Palestinians, they are Palestinians too, and they see the pictures from Gaza, and it's not easy for them. But still, the Arab citizens of Israel, and we have almost 20% of Israelis are Arab, Arab citizens living in Israel. They behave very well, they don't make any problems, and it's our interest to keep it this way, because if we have to fight now also inside Israel, in Haifa, and in Jaffa, and in Jerusalem, this would be impossible. So we have to keep the situation calm for our own sake. As for the West Bank, yes, the war in Gaza also is escalating in the West Bank, yes. Now, we have a strong military, but we cannot fight everywhere, and we have to think about how to deal with it, you know. Now, I agree with you about the education, it's true. But I don't see how we can change their education and change their mentality or culture. As I told you, we need to get some practical arrangement and to keep our borders safe. That's it. We cannot trust them to help us or to love us. It's not going to happen. We make an arrangement and we keep it with no illusions about it. But it's time to make a deal. And I don't think Israel would be able to maintain for a long time a war on three fronts. It's not easy for us. Already it's not easy, and to keep it for a long time, we need to find a way to... because the worst thing would be that the war goes on, the kidnapped people would stay in captivity, and Hamas would go back, would come back. This would be the worst thing. So we have to find a way how to keep Hamas out, to get our people back, and to secure the border again. Now, as for those organizations, what was the name? Dani. Look, I think, you know, Israel is a democracy. I think this is our strength eventually. And in democracy, you have people with different ideas, and they say, what's on their mind, that's it. And now, sometimes you don't like it, sometimes you like it, but this is how it is in democracy. Now, as for me, the report is wrong. I'm not in favor of sending Israeli soldiers to international courts, not at all. I believe that if there is a problem with Israeli soldiers, as it used to be, we have our own courts to take care of this. If a soldier or a policeman is doing something illegal, so we have our own institutions to deal with that, and we don't need to have international courts. Unfortunately, we are not the only player in the arena. You know, there are other players, and they take Israel to international courts, as it's already happened. And that's not an easy situation at all. And there is no good way to get out of it. It's not an easy situation. You have the whole court against you. Very, very, very difficult situation to handle. Again, I think it's for our own interest to calm things down. I think the war against Hamas was successful. I think Israel was able to get them out of most of the places in Gaza. And now we should take care of the situation so that they won't come back. That's it. And the last question of you, what was the name? Sophia, about Gallant. Look, you are right. The crisis began before October 7th. We had a whole year of demonstrations. The government was trying to do something, I think it was extreme. Anyway, it failed. There were a lot of demonstrations. And so the Minister of Defense, Gallant, he went to television, he said that the government should listen to some of those protesters because it makes a lot of damage to the military. They split in Israeli society, and we should avoid it, and we should calm things down. And so Netanyahu didn't like it, and he fired him, but there were huge demonstrations, and so Netanyahu was forced to accept him again. So he was not fired eventually. And it shows you that, fractions inside Israeli society can be dangerous. We have people around us looking at us, and they take advantage of this. Again, I think there should be now a larger government so that most of the people would feel that the government is working for them as well, not just one side, but that should be like, I call it a national unity government, from right to left, as I said, secular, religious, etc., etc. And with this government, I think the protesters, the demonstrations would be over. It would be okay. Would it happen? I don't know. But I think it would be a good thing to enlarge the government. Yes. Our government was more like that. We had parties from the left, parties from the right, etc. But we had a very narrow majority in the Knesset, very narrow. This is why it didn't last. It lasted only 2 years, less than that. And it was not good. We need a larger base. And yes, I think there is reason for optimism. I think that we have allies, we have friends. They showed it. We have our own army. We have good forces in Israel. We have the support of the Jewish communities. Yeah, I mean, we can get out of this crisis. And again, I try to be optimistic. It's easy to be pessimistic, to get inside this depressive situation. I'm sure all of you were shocked as me in October 7th, you all followed the news. But now, after half a year, I think it's time to move on. I believe in Israel. I think Israel is a strong country. I think we can deal with things. But sometimes we have to deal with ourselves as well. It's not just a matter of outside things, it's also inside. If we deal with both things, outside and inside, I think we can have a good future coming. There are possibilities out of this crisis. In every crisis, there is also a possibility. Always. And there are possibilities now. That's it. And I wish you all come to visit. We need people. We don't have tourists anymore at all. Nobody's coming. Many flights were cancelled. Okay. But we need our friends to come and support us. And again, I hope that in a few months, let's put it this way, in a few months, I don't know what's going to happen in Lebanon, I don't know. But I hope that in a few months, we would have an improved situation. And so we would be able to think again about the economy and about the startup nation, about tourism and about all the good stuff, that was stopped because of the war. That's it. I can just pray and say, Halvai, Bezrat Hashem, or whatever. And thank you all very much.